leather gloves, we're slapping in hands. Popcorn and peanuts, we're working the stands. Pink cotton candy, love on a stick, was chasing the beer that circled the lips. Play ball, play ball. Roll up the bases and smack it right over the wall.
Play ball.
Play ball.
Welcome to Laughter Saves Live with Tom Daddario tonight from Strong Island Studios. But we're broadcasting. I'm in my basement next to my Greek neighbors in Belmore. And Tom, where are you?
I'm in my living room.
You have a lot of Greek neighbors. You have a lot of Greek neighbors.
A lot of Greek neighbors, yes.
Storia is known for the Greeks.
Yes, una fazza, una razza.
Hey, did you just sneeze?
Now that's one face, one race. Italians and Greeks sort of feel that way about each other.
Oh, I agree. I agree. Now you're Italian.
Italian.
Your mom and dad were both Italian?
I just did that 20. Yes. Yep. Both my parents were Italian. That's what made me Italian. And then, both of my
unless you were adopted.
Mom and dad. Yeah.
All right. I still have the isolation look. I got the no shaving, like I was stuck somewhere.
Yeah, weird.
That's the way I like to look during this time.
It makes you look like you're going through some stuff, you know?
And I am.
Yeah.
I am going through some stuff. Like I'm going through a lot of gloves.
Me too, man.
A lot of gloves, which is kind of silly. Let's think. You don't need to wear gloves if you're washing your hands and you're disinfecting your hands. You don't need to wear gloves.
But I need to now.
Why?
Well, because I tested positive.
What? What? Oh my God!
You start running around the room in circles. I put a package. If I put a package outside the window for my sister now,
yeah,
I put gloves on. I put it out the window. I put a mask on. I put it out the window, and I come in and I take them off. So I'm protecting her. I'm not protecting.
Right. No, you're a different story. You're a different story. So we'll get right into it. I found out this week that you tested positive.
Yeah.
You're looking wonderful as always.
Thanks, man. Yeah.
So, in a nutshell, tell us your story.
You know, I was curious about testing because, you know, we all kind of want to get tested. So I was curious about testing. So I just went on to, I just Googled, you know, urgent care places, and I found one close to me that I called them up and I said, well, what's the criteria moving forward? What's going to happen moving forward? How are we going to, are we going to get more testing and stuff like that? And she was like, you know, we have some tests right now if you want to come in.
We got some tests to kill. Yeah.
The whole country's going, where are the tests? And this place in Astoria, Queens seems to have them all.
Next to the diner, right out of the Greek diner, in fact, wasn't it?
They have 327 million tests.
Out of the back of the Greek
no
diner.
one in the country can get one because this one place, they sent them all to this one place.
Right.
They get a warehouse to hold them.
You get a test and some feta cheese.
Yeah, exactly. But they were like, if you want to come in, you know, we'll test you. So I got tested, and then my MD, I had no symptoms, and I called them up thinking like, you know, let me call them.
Right.
Negative. You know, I've been in the house for a month. I haven't gone anywhere. Every time I go out, I'm very careful. I wear a mask.
Right.
I wipe it off. The girl comes on. She's like, sir, you're positive. And I was like, what? And then they even got the doctor to come on with me. He was all like very official and like, and you know, they don't have a sense of humor because they're dealing. The guy's got like a shield on his face and a mask,
right,
and like a helmet and the Morton's fisherman outfit. Like
a hose. He's hosing you down.
He doesn't want to joke. You know what I mean?
No.
So he was to me like, he was like, "You're positive," and I'm like, "Are you sure?" And he's like, "I'm positive," and I was like, "Oh, you're positive?" Like, he's like, "Look."
Hey, not kind of fool around.
He was probably like, "Oh no, this is a comedian."
So now you're going to get tested again?
I think so. I mean, I don't know if they're going to have tests. And the only reason why I'm not telling you and all of your listeners the name of the place is because I don't want 300 people to go down there tomorrow and then I can't get tested.
All right, no problem. I'll tell them. But it's First Medic in Astoria, right off First Medic Inc. right next to the diner.
Anything, man. I'll put it on my Facebook when I get.
Yeah. So we're glad we're glad you're feeling well. My family thinks I'm crazy because I want to get tested because I had one half bad night, but I never felt like that before. Like I got hit by a truck. I had the chills. I just want to get tested. I'm curious, but also you may have the antibodies where now you could. Oh, I don't know if you could do it, but you could donate plasma or whatever to help somebody else. That's what I would like to find out.
I have no underlying. I mean, I obviously, not obviously, but I'm not HIV. You know what I mean? Like, so I mean, I can give blood. I'm in good shape. But it was pretty interesting though because it's very jarring. Like getting that news, right? You just feel all of a sudden like you're somehow like tainted. It's weird.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I knew, like, I'm not trying to play like a violin and shit, because I knew that it was, I was already well. Like I had not been sick for 8 or 9 days. I didn't go because I was sick. So when I got the news that I was positive, I assumed that I have it, but it hasn't affected me. Now,
right. And you assume you're contagious.
Oh yeah.
Because I noticed you even got your curtains closed so it doesn't sneak out through the window. I'm worried.
I don't want to corona my neighbor. He's outside right now doing some carpentry work, and I don't want to kill him. But you know what? I mean, it gets you. I was joking around with a friend of mine the other night. Like, this gives you an attitude. Like, if somebody cuts you off, you can be like,
"Hey,
positive. I'll go breathe on your grandmother. Like, don't mess with me.
I'll corona you, buddy.
I'll corona you right now." And then it's weird because you get this sense of it being scary because now all of a sudden you start going, "Uh-oh, I feel there's something."
Yeah. It has nothing to do with the corona, but
I sneeze and I'm like, oh shit, it's coming.
I just sneezed. I'm gonna get it from me.
I'm gonna go. Where's the ventilator? Like you freak out right away.
Yeah.
But it's weird how like it happens, but then psychologically you start to think like you get nervous. No matter just the fact that I was like 8 or 9 days without any problems. This is the 12th day.
Right.
I'm up on 13 and 14 tomorrow and Wednesday. I have no symptoms, have any problems at all. Nothing happened. So naturally, I'm probably okay. But that still enters into your head.
Sure. Anytime you get a little this, you go, oh, here it comes.
Here it comes. You think it's bad. I woke up this morning. My throat hurt a little bit here. From sometimes I'll get build up in the ear. I think right away. I'm thinking, I got corona.
So what are you eating? Anything different? You doing any kooky stuff, like eating some organic stuff? Or?
I'm doing exactly what I've been doing since this started.
Well, I would change it because you got corona. I would change what you were doing.
Well,
you got it.
The thing I thought was that I don't want to change what I'm doing because I haven't gotten sick.
True.
I haven't gotten sick. Like I've been eating organic food, like not organic food, but like good salmon and.
You're a good eater. You're a good eater.
And I'm a good eater. So I'm eating well, not ordering takeout. I'm eating well, smoking weed. So I'm not stopping any of that.
Right.
I'm worried that if I take any of those things out, if I remove the salmon, I'm going to get corona.
I've never really smoked weed, but I can, there are times that I'll call you, like when you were on the show 2 weeks ago, and I go, "What are you doing in your car?" And you say, "I'm in my car." That had me concerned. I thought it was a backdrop at that point. I go, you're in your car. Oh yeah.
It's green screen. Yeah, I agree.
No, it's a green screen. Backdrop, green screen. I want to do that on here. I got to learn how to do this stuff.
So it's like I said, it's a weird thing, man, and it's like you don't think about it until it happens, and then you feel a little diseased. You feel like now I can't go out to the store to get myself a few things, even if I'm careful, because now I'm dangerous.
Well, that's very responsible of you. That's very responsible of you.
I'm also very dangerous because, I know it, so that doesn't make me very dangerous, but I'm the worst kind of person to have this because I work out in the morning,
right?
Eat breakfast, and then I can go out, walk around the neighborhood, go to a store. I feel fine. I assume I don't have it.
But for your career, you were in a niche of a stand-up comic that got the virus. So there's going to be a whole niche for that after this is over. You'll be getting interviews, and this is going to be good for your career, I think.
It could be, man.
You'll have a little niche.
Like an Arab after 9/11. Like an Arab comic. Dean Abudallah has a show now on Sirius.
Think about an Arab who's a comic who got corona.
Forget it.
There's two.
That's going to be nuts.
Two.
That's two. You got a double whammy right there. Yeah. Well, what about a Chinese comic that got corona? That's really a good one. That's like the trifecta right there.
That's up one leg. Holy crap!
Oh my God! Right? And then
the interviews.
So it's I hope your family's well, and I hope everybody out there. I hope all of you are well.
Yes.
And look, we deal with a lot with this kind of thing. I think emotionally with this whole thing,
it's the worst. It's the worst part of it.
And you know what it is? I think a lot of it is that we feel like I don't know about you, but I feel guilt. Like when I get into this thing where I'm like, I'm sick of being in the house. I'm like,
right.
I want to be able to just go to because there's people that are suffering. There's people that lost their moms, their dads. I heard a story about a guy in Long Island who lost both of his parents in the same night.
Yeah, it's hard. Yeah, when this is all said and done. Not said and done, but a month, 6 weeks from now, we're gonna have a chance to look around and go, wow. That was it was a mess. Because I'm talking to people, because I teach all over the country. So I'm emailing, hey, how is it in Utah? How is it here? And they're like, you got a few people. We don't realize how much worse we are here than the rest of the country.
Right. I mean, they're very spread out as well. You have a family that's they're in a house, and it's 65 miles to the next house. Yeah,
they're good.
Around here, I mean, maybe that's why I got it, because I have a tenant, and the
people all over the place in Astoria.
Yeah, man. It's very everywhere. It's just we're just up each other's butts.
And you touch everything. You touch everything.
Yes.
Cars and poles and people, and you're a toucher.
Well, what do they say? The average person touches their face like 150 to 200 times a day.
Yeah, but when I hang with you, you touch my face 10 times.
At least, yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not only your face.
I'm like, oh, John.
You're touching my face. It's not even, it's just, hey, Johnny, what's going on? Hey,
yeah.
How much you paying me? That kind of thing.
Yeah, it's not enough.
St. Albans Veterans Hospital, I feel bad for those guys because they're locked in those rooms. We can't go in to do a show. I'm trying to figure out a way. I asked you. Nobody has DVDs anymore, and they can't hook up a computer to the rec room to show it in their rooms.
Oh.
I said we could do a show on the internet for them or whatever.
Oh, you did ask me about that, but I don't have anything.
Nobody does. They have a DVD and a VCR player. I said, hook a computer up to it. You know what it is also, though, with military, anything veteran or governmental, there's a lot of blocks on the internet in those federal build. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
When I teach around the country, they won't let me plug my computer. They won't let me download anything onto their computer. Forget about that.
Oh, wow.
So I have to use my own laptop. Yeah. So here's what we're doing tonight. We got Rescue Family Inc. calling in.
Oh,
They're the ones that fix disabled people's homes for free. They get the materials donated. They donate the labor. Gina and Vinny. They've also
doorways and various things.
Say that again.
You mean like widening doorways or building a ramp?
I mean gutting the house. I mean thousands of dollars worth of work. I'm not talking about building a ramp. I'm talking about redoing a kitchen, redoing a house, Tom.
Wow.
I mean, amazing work. I hope to get involved with them. They were supposed to be doing a firefighter's home. I think his wife is disabled. And then it ties into our mission statement. By the way, we're changing our mission statement. Our mission statement was always to help first responders, cops, firemen, military who are struggling due to a tragedy, who are not in the spotlight. We are adding healthcare professionals to that. Because not that they weren't heroes before, not that we did, but now, first responders and Italians who live in Astoria. So it's cops, firemen, military, healthcare professionals, and Tom Daddario. That's our new mission statement.
Why? Who's this guy, Tom Daddario? Why are we helping him? He's insecure. People need to hug him and tell him they love him.
So that's what we're going to be doing now. We're going to include them in the shows. There's a few healthcare professionals that are doing comedy out there. We're going to try to give them some short spots on the shows.
Oh, that's good.
Our whole attitude has changed towards these people. I mean, you're in a hospital, you see what the nurses do, but after this, it's not only the people in the hospital. It's all of us.
Like clean the rooms. I mean, for God's sake.
Yeah.
Everybody that works in a hospital, and it's it's like, this has never happened before. Not in our lifetimes. I mean, there's a few,
hopefully not again.
they're 98. They lived through the Spanish flu.
Yeah.
What, 1918 or something?
Is that what it was?
Yeah, because 1917 is the movie.
That'll make them 102. That would make them 102, by the way.
And I forgot. I don't know when it was. Look it up. Somebody Google it.
Oh, okay. Google it. Google it.
Come on,
So we have Gina and Vinny calling in tonight.
That's good.
We have Illisa calling in. She does some comedy in Manhattan, and she's a physician's assistant that's working in one of the hospitals in Manhattan.
Oh, wow.
So we're going to get her take. And then we got Claudia calling up her dad, North Babylon Fire Department. He passed away the other day. Today was his birthday.
Oh, no.
North Babylon Fire Department for 68 years, and he was a Korean War vet. Wow. So when I saw it on Facebook, I said, wouldn't it be nice to honor him tonight? Talk a little bit, right? Claudia's going to call in. She's going to do a little shtick, and then Teddy Smith is going to do a little shtick.
Oh, Teddy Smith. You got to be kidding.
Now, Teddy is very nervous about doing this shtick tonight because he's been in his apartment in Harlem, hasn't been out much. He's not really feeling it. So I want to see if
couldn't it just be he's in his apartment? Like, all right, never mind. All right, forget it.
He's in his apartment. I don't want to get personal about Teddy. I don't want to get personal about Teddy. But he's a little down, and we want to get him up tonight. We wanted to do a little shtick.
I love Teddy Smith. Brilliant comic. Nice guy.
Yes. So he was hesitant. Oh, there goes Christine. You
didn't see me.
Yep. The call is coming from in the house.
How's that?
It's coming. So hopefully we'll have Rescue Family. You know what we'll do, Bobby? Let's play our commercials. Barish and McGeary is one of our sponsors. I don't have any copy on them yet, but Barish and McGeary was one of the law firms that helped so many firefighters after 9/11 with the Zugona bill. We don't have anything to read on them yet, but wonderful, wonderful agency in Manhattan. Let's play our two commercials, and then hopefully we'll have Gina and Vinny in. Sounds good?
Yep.
Every once in a while, I come across a product I have to tell people about. LifeVac is one of them. Now, each year, 5,000 people choke to death. LifeVac can stop these senseless tragedies. It's so easy to use. You simply place, push, and pull. You'll never regret having a LifeVac. Please visit lifevac.net today to protect you and your loved ones.
Jack, put your phone away. We're having dinner.
Hey, guys.
Hi.
Hi, how you doing?
What can I get you?
You guys want appetizers?
For some reason, I just got a craving for smoked meat.
Well, you ordered something already. The menu hasn't changed. You looked at it 3 times.
I don't know what I want yet.
I wanted chicken, but I think it's blackened, so I'll have a burger.
How'd you like that cooked?
Medium.
Do you have any specials?
Specials? Boss, what are specials?
What's the matter? You don't know the specials?
Look at this smoke.
What smoke?
We gotta get these dumps clean.
Nah, they're fine.
You know what? We're just gonna take our order to go, okay?
In business since 2003, MCN duct cleaning is the result of many years of research and continuing education, realizing the need to provide a safer and cleaner environment for families on Long Island. MCN services both residential and commercial properties by cleaning dryer vents, fireplaces, HVAC systems, and so much more. This not only improves air quality, but it could also reduce your energy bills by making things run more efficiently. So, if you want to make your house or business safer and cut down on your bills in the process, give our friend Matt over at MCN a call now.
Is that steak well done?
Maybe call a little bit sooner than these guys did.
For 4 hours.
We're back.
We're back?
Awesome.
All right. Back to Laughter Saves Lives Live from Strong Island Studios in Massapequa. We can't wait to get back to the studios. Tommy's been in the studio with us because we always go out to the diner or we go to, what are you doing? What are you doing?
It's freaking the wireless.
What are you doing?
Wireless charger, right? It just,
I know, but I was talking.
Sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was talking.
Look,
Alyssa!
in the corner.
Hold on. Alyssa, can you hear us? Oh, wait. I love when they say connecting to audio, connecting to audio.
Audio.
Here comes Alyssa. Oh, X.
Corner.
A microphone, right?
Yeah.
Hold on. Go like that. Calling.
Corner.
Got it? Did you hear?
Did I get it?
Hey, she's teasing us.
I just went like that. And it worked.
Great.
She is playing with us.
Stopping in. Good night.
Alyssa was playing with us. Do you know? I don't know if you know Tom Daddario. Do you, Alyssa?
I think I know of you. I think we met.
I think we
Well,
might.
I can tell you, once you're able to take a breath after all this is over, and you just want to really, really laugh at some very witty, intelligent comedy. You know, it's not mine; it's Tom's, because I'm not intelligent or witty. I'm just silly. But Tommy is.
That's not true.
He's one of my favorite comics. Listen, I'm being honest, not because he's just on the screen. He is a funny, funny guy.
Want me to do this? So you can talk about it?
So Alyssa is here. I wanted Alyssa to be on. Number one, this poor girl, lady. What can I call you, girl? Can I call you a lady?
I'm not sensitive like that.
All right. Alyssa has been working her ass off. She's one of our healthcare professionals that are out in the middle of this. And yes, one of our new, I say our new heroes, and that's a shame that the nurses, the doctors out there, a lot of people didn't think of them that way before this, even though, unless you were sick, right, Alyssa? If I was sick and I was in the hospital, I'd go, oh my God, the nurses.
You saved my life.
Yeah, they were wonderful.
When your mom is sick or someone that you know,
yes,
they appreciate you guys.
But now,
or sometimes when I give like simple medical advice, they think I'm like a freaking genius, and they're like, "You saved me." I'm like, okay.
Well, I'm always giving medical advice too, so let's not use that as an example. My medical advice isn't really good, but I give medical advice. But now everybody sees.
You haven't killed anyone yet.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing what they're doing in Manhattan with this clapping when you come out and the music, whatever it is. Because I talked to somebody in Utah and they're like, we're thankful they're there, but there's nobody within 5 miles of my house if I'm clapping.
Right. One guy sticks his head out the window and claps.
Yeah. So tell us, we're not going to say where you work or anything like that, but can you give us some idea? We see it on the news, but of what's going on in Manhattan.
So in our particular hospital, I think we're probably in a little bit better shape than some of the other harder hit hospitals. We've been taking a lot of patients from those hospitals because they just don't have the capacity. But we've completely had to change everything that we do. We pretty much had to clear out units of our hospital so that we could make beds for these COVID patients. We had to turn pediatrics into an ICU. We turned 2 of our recovery rooms into an ICU. We turned the psych unit into COVID beds. So
and that's not something that you would normally handle, these COVID patients.
No, and that's the other thing. Most of us don't take care of critically ill patients. We're not ICU trained.
There's a criteria behind that.
Right. And there's, I work in surgery, and I work in outpatient surgery. So my patients typically aren't sick at all. They're coming from surgery. They're going home the same day. It's been a really long time since I worked with like very sick people.
It must be so stressful.
So we're all being redeployed and learning how to take care of these patients. I'm terrified I'm going to die, right? That's my anxiety, just going to work. But a lot of the younger folks who are new grads, they're afraid they're going to make a mistake. And cause, or not know something, right? I'm like, I just don't want to die. That's my priority. But, when you're approaching 50 and you're not 23, you think about, your own health too.
Well, I tested positive last week and I was, when I got the news, it was really weird to hear that.
You were COVID positive?
Yes.
You were?
Good to see.
No, we went through this already. You weren't watching. We went through this already.
Every time I tell him, he yells and acts surprised.
Well, you know what? I feel bad, but we did your COVID story already. We did that. We're talking.
No, I'm just. She's a healthcare.
I didn't hear his COVID survival story.
Yes, it was.
No, but she wants to know. She's a healthcare professional.
We were saying that Tom has a niche now. He's a comic, Italian COVID survivor. So he's going to have a niche out there. He's going to get a lot more work and a lot more interviews.
It's just that I felt nothing, even though I'm older. Obviously, I'm at least 30 minimum, and I shut up, John. But I had nothing. I wanted to get tested. There was a local place that said, we have tests, come in. And I was like, okay. So I went in.
Wow.
It's so strange because out here it was like you had to wait for 2 days and you had to wait for how many days. Now, I don't know if you're involved with it. Where you are, how easy it is to get tested.
Is that to me?
Yes. I've heard Tommy's story twice now.
They just opened up for employees a testing center, but I believe you have to be symptomatic. So
that's employees.
I don't think as employees, I don't think we could just walk in and be like, hey, I mean, I probably could lie, but
right,
do that. But I'm guessing it's a little bit easier now to get tests, but it's still
hard.
Still hard.
A lot of people.
Nowhere near where it should be.
We spoke to Steve, X-ray tech in Queens, and
X-ray tech.
He's an X-ray tech. Yeah, Queens, Steve. And he said that now this is last Saturday. He saw a decline in the amount of X-rays that he's taking. And he was another case. He doesn't work in the ER. He works wherever. And they asked him to go down to the ER 2 weeks ago for the day, and he hasn't left.
Yeah.
ER. But he started. What are you seeing where you are? Are you seeing a lightening of the load?
I'm seeing. We've had a lot of patients go home. Right, like not everybody dies who comes in.
Right.
So that's now they play Here Comes the Sun every time a patient either is extubated, which means the tube comes out successfully, or when they go home.
Nice.
So we hear that, and that makes us feel good. So, sometimes it's irritating, but I'm just a bitch. But we are having.
You heard the song 50 times. You're like, all right.
I'm like, am I the only asshole in this place? No. Okay. But we are seeing a decline in admissions and a decline in ICU beds being needed.
Mm-hmm.
So there is a downtrending. So I think last week we had about 320 COVID positive patients, and now we have about probably 200, low 200s.
Okay.
So, and they're closing COVID units. They're closing units that were opened up to be COVID units.
Okay,
so
that's
definitely
good.
going in the direction we want.
In terms of 400, like in other words, 400 dead in New York in a day, it's hard to think in terms of that being, good.
I was just going to say that because we were looking at the numbers and you're going, oh, only, whatever died today, only it's 350 people. It's like, you can't wrap your head around. It was like after 9/11, it was like, oh, I lost a third of my firehouse and 50 people I could speak to, and you couldn't wrap your head around this. And they go, well, how did those guys are so brave? They went up in that building and they were. But I'm looking at Illisa, who's afraid she's going to get sick, afraid she's going to die, and she keeps going back to work. And if that's not a hero, if that's not somebody that I want to know and hug and thank.
When you can.
And I will at one point when I see her. I will when I'm able to. But to me, being through, I don't even want to call it something similar to that, but knowing that she gets up in the morning and has those fears, that's what a hero is. It's not somebody, like people used to go years ago, it was known that, I'm going to go way back in years, firemen would drink a lot in the firehouse. And they would make a rescue and they wouldn't remember it the next day. Like, oh, the guy was brave. No, he wasn't brave. He was stupid. Brave is, oh my God, that fire's coming out the windows. There's a kid crying. I'm going in.
Yeah.
I'm afraid. I might die. That's a hero. What she's doing is amazing to me. What these nurses are doing is just amazing. Amazing. And we thank you a million times.
We've lost doctors. I appreciate you so much and what you do because we've lost doctors. And then you have to have this fear that if you go visit your grandmother or you have a roommate, you know, you got to worry that you're going to, you know, give it to someone else. It's crazy times, you know.
Alyssa, hold on one second. Bobby, is there anybody else in the room?
I think we have. Let's see.
So that while he's looking, that's why this is a little thing, Alyssa. This is a little thing, but something that I want to do. We had the Laughter Saves Lives. Hey, Claudia, hold on one second. We had the Laughter Saves Lives. I'm working on Responders Talk. Cops, firemen, military comics, doing shows, raising money for charities. I'm changing our mission statement of the foundation and the name of the tour, the Laughter Saves Lives Responders and Healthcare Professionals.
I love that. Thank you.
Thank you, because I am just moved. I am just beyond moved, and I want to put you on the stage with us, even if you bomb.
Yeah, she will.
I will. I don't.
No,
do
you won't.
I don't do comedy that often, so it's.
That's all right.
How long you been?
We. That's what we're about, though. That's what we're about. We're about representing these raising money for people that in those industries or professions that need it. So, Alyssa, would you hang out with us?
I'd love to. Sure.
All right, because I want to bring Claudia out. Hello, Claudia.
Hello. How you doing?
How are you? Claudia is also a comic. Were you a principal?
No, a teacher, special education teacher.
Okay, why didn't you study more and become a principal? I'm kidding.
I know,
I'm kidding
right?
you, Claudia. I'm kidding.
I'm a college professor. Does that count as anything?
Oh yeah.
Yes. Do you know Tom Daddario up above there? Or I don't know if he's up above.
Hello. How you doing? No, I don't think we ever performed together.
Yes, very funny man. I'm not going to pump him up again. I pumped him up 3 times already, and he's not
ridiculous.
But I was looking at Claudia's Facebook page the other day, and her dad passed away, and we're very, very sorry for your loss.
Thank you.
And I noticed that she said he was a North Babylon Fire Department for 68 years. He was a member, emergency medical technician, ex-president, and he was also a Korean War vet. Correct,
yes.
Claudia?
Correct.
And I said, Claudia, call in. Let's honor your dad. Let's talk about your dad for a few minutes.
Well, first of all, today is his birthday.
I said that. Happy birthday, yes.
Yeah, so
Dad.
he's 88 today. At the time, you know, a few weeks ago, about 3 weeks ago, his very close friend at the firehouse passed away. And, you know, can't have a wake, can't have a funeral.
Right.
And all they could do is drive the hearse past the firehouse. That was it. And my dad, he thought, because he wears 2 hearing aids, if you ever hear my set, I just lost 10 minutes. It's okay. He has a good sense of humor. But I did a whole thing on him not being able to hear. And he thought that Friday was the day they were going past firehouse, and he came out with the mask and the gloves, and he drove his truck, and he sat in the parking lot, and I went with him, and I sat in my car like 3 feet away, and nothing. So 45 minutes goes by, an hour goes by. So I called the niece, and I said, what's going on? She goes, it's Monday. I said, you got to be kidding me. So Monday we go back out, and he drives his mask and the gloves.
Yeah, go back through the whole thing again.
Exactly. And he made a comment that he was very upset. He was crying and very upset because every morning he was at the firehouse having coffee with Sal, Uncle Sal, the other fireman, and he would say, you know, he deserved better. He was in the U.S. Navy, this man, Sal.
Right.
He was a fireman, same amount of years, 68, 69 years. And my father just grieved for the fact that he wasn't getting the send-off that he deserved.
Right.
Me and him standing in the parking lot as the hearse went by. And so who would have known I'd be in that position a few weeks later?
Right.
And my dad just never woke up. Very healthy man. We treated him like a veal these past few months. We wouldn't let him out of the house. We were bringing Clorox to the house, wiping down all the, you know, groceries that we bought and leaving them outside, getting in the car, and then he'd come out and take them in, and it was a whole big production. And yet he just didn't wake up on April 10th.
Sorry.
It was a shock. It was a shock because he wasn't.
Hey, Claudia,
sick.
could you turn your phone sideways? You're on your phone, right?
Yep. How's that?
There you go.
Better? There we go.
Claudia, I'm very sorry. You know, it's an interesting thing when we live our lives that when someone is taken from us quickly like that, it's really awful for the survivors because we have to have that jarring way of discovering that someone's no longer with us. And then when someone unfortunately lingers for a long time and they're around for 6 months or a year, it seems as though we're more prepared for them to be gone. But then they have to go through, your dad.
It's true. He didn't suffer, and
your dad had an easy exit.
I know.
Tommy and I both went through that in the last few years. I lost my mom unexpectedly. She went up to Pennsylvania and was admitted to a hospital and died after 2 surgeries a few days later. And Tom's mom, he lost, right, 2 years ago?
Yeah, but not that it's still hard to lose people, but my mom was 93. She lived a great life.
Right.
We were, my sister and I always took her to the Borgata in Atlantic City. And in September, we were at the Borgata having dinner, Thanksgiving together. And then she kind of took a turn, a downturn, and she passed away in December of 2018. So, she was full of life. And, I always said I'd rather have her, live dying than die living.
Right.
I know. It's true. It's true.
I think one of the hardest things about, people dying now is that they're alone.
Well, that's what gave me comfort, was to know that he didn't have to go to a hospital by himself. He didn't have, he had no symptoms, which is bizarre. But now I'm hearing more and more of the elderly where it's attacking their heart and they're gone.
Yeah.
I heard 2 other people, and I'm like, I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah.
It's a very strange virus, the way it kills people. It's so destructive.
So my dad was sent out of Dodge. I sent him out a few weeks ago up to my sister's in the Poconos in the woods. He's up there at my sister's house, and he's not coming back anytime soon.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
Thank you. But we were able to. John, what I did was I was able to get into Walmart before you were only allowed 5 people in Walmart, and we bought 48 American flags and lined Belmont Avenue in West Babylon with the American flags. And then I put on Facebook, if anyone wanted to stand out on Belmont Avenue, space a block away, so we have social distancing and we're safe. Mm-hmm. And that's what happened. We got to Belmont Avenue. And all down Belmont Avenue, there were people. There was a soldier in full uniform holding a life-size flag. We don't even know who he is. I have no idea who that man was.
He's a brother.
But my father got the send-off he deserved.
Good. You want to give us one funny story about that? It was this time that he made you laugh that you want to tell us?
Yeah. He really had very poor hearing, and he had hearing issues, terrible hearing issues. And, I felt like he never listened to what I was saying, and he kind of guessed by looking at my hands. And I started to notice he's looking at my hands to make sense of what I'm saying. So, one day I said to him, I go, Dad, did you put your batteries in your hearing aid? And he goes, not since your mother died. Nice, Dad.
Well, that's, we're worried about my dad always telling dirty jokes in the wrong place. And we had a guest of honor at our first gala. Friends of Firefighters, Butch Seltzer joins us. Nancy Carbone, who runs Friends of Firefighters. And she was our first honored guest. So she comes walking in the room, and my dad comes walking up to her, and he says, "Oh, I know who you are." And I go, "Oh, no. What is he going to say?" And he goes, "You left your shoes underneath my bed last night." I go, that's our guest of honor. But she's used to being around firefighters. So she rolled right off of her.
They just break chops and do that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah. Oh, she's amazing. Yeah. She's amazing. Alyssa, I don't know if there's anything you could tell us to make us smile. What's going on with you? But was there a tour? What do you call them? A shift where you worked, where you had a little chuckle on something with your coworkers? It's got it.
Well, I'll say this. 14 days ago, I went outside for the 7:00 cheers. And I saw a nurse friend of mine who's a nurse in the ER. And I don't usually work at the main hospital. I was redeployed there. I'm usually at a different building.
Outpatient?
Yeah, so I hadn't seen her in probably 2 years. And in a moment of emotion, we just hugged. And I hadn't touched anyone other than a patient, in 4 or 5 weeks.
Right.
And it was just instinctual, and we needed it, and turned out she was a really good hugger. She wasn't like one of those wimpy, ass out, pat you on the back huggers.
Yeah.
And the reason I know it's been 14 days is because we've both been counting down, like, was that the hug that's going to kill us?
Right.
But so far we're both still going to work. So
far, so good.
Yeah.
That's a nice story, though. It must have felt amazing.
It felt. I mean, we were weeping. I just, you go to work, you do your job. You know this, John. You go to work, you do your job, you do what you have to do, and then at the end of the day, I walk home. Thankfully, I live within walking distance, and like now, there's no noise outside.
Yeah.
It's just my thoughts. So you kind of like everything that you did that day. You kind of sit with it with yourself, and sometimes the walk home is, it's hard, but.
For that kind of person, it tends to collapse in on you later, because when you're doing it's almost like you, for lack of a better term, you go into soldier mode,
Yeah.
You go in and you're doing your thing. You're dealing with things as they come at you. You're not going to necessarily start weeping because you have to do something but then later on, it kind of all comes collapsing down.
It's in our screenplay that I wrote, but I remember working 9/11, 9/12, came home 9/12, about, let's say 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. And when I came back to the firehouse on 9/12, one of the biggest, toughest, strongest guys I've ever met in my life, who used to bust my balls, was sobbing in the locker room, because we knew we lost a lot of guys. We didn't find anybody yet, but we knew. And I, for some reason, was just trying to get home. Just wanted to get home. So I walked past him, didn't say anything to him, got in the car. For some stupid reason, was listening to the radio. And when I made it to my front lawn and got out of the car, I lost it. I had nothing left. Like, it was 2 days of digging and motion, and I just dropped on my lawn. It's my wife and my father had to carry me into the house. I had nothing left.
That's the opening scene of the movie, isn't it?
That's the opening, yes, it is.
Yeah,
but
that's the opening scene of the movie.
But what I'm saying is that Illisa goes through every day. It's exhausting. You're home and it's exhausting, and then you go, I got to go back in tomorrow. Even Jospeth, we had Jospeth on the other day. She's a nurse at an emergency room in Brooklyn, and she looked just exhausted.
Yeah.
Exhausted, And getting back to our masks, we have 4,000 masks. I shouldn't even be saying this, but we don't have them yet. They're in between, and we're hoping that they make it to the destination in the next day or two, so we can get them to the people who need them now. If they come in 2 weeks from now, you guys may not need them.
Right.
Yeah.
Hopefully they don't need them. Hopefully.
Well, what I'm saying is maybe they'll have less patients and more supply at that point. Hopefully. Which is great. Which is fine. That's wonderful. Bobby, do we have Teddy Smith in there?
No, we don't.
Teddy.
We have anybody else in there?
No.
No, that's why he put me on. He's got no one else. I'm doing the Tom DeStio car method.
You know what, though?
Well, I'm in my basement, so.
Yeah. Sometimes, Butch, it's even better to have nobody than have Butch call it. It's, sometimes it's better to go, let's just have a blank.
Ricked up her window. You see, she got really nervous about it.
Where are you? Are you now, Illisa, on your screen, where are you? Are you big, or are you the size of the rest of us?
Am I big?
Like, are you bigger than the rest of us on your screen, or are you the same size?
I'm the same size as you.
All right.
I'm just as thin as you are.
That's right.
I wonder where he was going with that. Like, are you bigger than the rest of us? I'm like, how do you?
I know.
Someone like that.
Am I sticking my foot in my mouth? Excuse me, young lady, are you bigger than us?
Well, you're certainly not sticking your foot in your mouth, nor are you raising your razor to your face either.
No.
Notice he didn't ask the men if they were bigger than him.
That's right, Claudia. I'm trying to get past it, Claudia. Calling Illisa bigger. This is my quarantine look, Butch.
I gave myself a pedicure for the first time, and I don't know.
They're the best.
I'm just doing it to save the next person who actually has to do my pedicure.
Did you do your own pedicure?
I did my own pedicure.
All right.
I cut my husband's hair, if you want to see.
You want to cut You want? Holy crap!
It's pretty good, right?
You're a hero.
Great.
You're a hero.
He's just sitting there so she can pull him in and out.
Show me your hair, honey.
I
You're bigger than John.
I haven't seen those in years.
All right, Alyssa, let me know where you get your pedicures done. We're going to pay for your pedicure.
Aw.
All right? Yes. Send me when, as soon as you get off, send me where you go. Tom, have you ever gone for a pedicure?
Good man.
Oh, they are awesome. My daughters had me go. Butch, have you ever gone for a pedicure?
The summer and then toward the end of the summer.
Butch has never gone for a pedicure?
No, I played football 15 years. There's no pedicure.
You don't know what you're missing.
You don't know what you're missing.
I rock climbed for 12 years. And
you can rest assured that the nail techs have seen worse feet than yours.
Yes.
That's what I tell myself.
And by the way, Tom, I played bocce for 5 years. So, I don't, Butch football and you rock climbing. I'm a bocce player.
You played with bocce for 5 years?
That's my dog's name, too, bocce.
Curling. So he's like got enormous shoulders because he's like this on the
Every morning I'm out there. Look at my name,
ball.
Johnny Angel Larrochia. Do you see my name? Does that show up on your screen?
Yeah, it does.
All right. You know why? I'm taking a real estate class. And every morning I have to sign on to the class. I change my name. So it's a different middle name every day. So the instructor is getting a kick out of it. And like my son always says, that's funny, Dad. You're really funny. Alyssa, you got any funny stories? This Teddy looks like he's bailing out on us. Do you have something in your act that you would like to talk about?
Well, I'm going through my own personal crisis right now.
Okay.
I just unwrapped my last roll of Charmin Ultra.
Oh no!
No.
Where do you live? I would bring you toilet paper.
I'm gonna have to resort within 48 hours to Cottonelle.
Okay,
no.
That's all right.
The only thing worse than Cottonelle is Scott Tissue brand toilet paper, and the only thing worse than Scott Tissue brand toilet paper is toilet paper brand toilet paper. So it's very stressful for me. I will say this: I'm actually.
There you go. I have the same thing. I have the same one, Tommy.
Listen,
throw down that toilet paper I just bought.
Let me tell you something. I'm a guy. I've had this since 1987.
What does that mean? You're a guy. What does that mean? We don't wipe. We wipe.
No, not that I don't. I'm saying I'm a guy. Girls go through toilet paper like
toilet paper.
You're teasing her. You're teasing that girl.
I had to go. My uncle, unfortunately, had a fire in his house, and I had to go to the house. I had to go to the house to check things out, and turned out they were hoarders. But thankfully, they hoarded paper towels, so win-win there.
Oh, you were able to grab those, yeah.
I looked at them, and no one lives there anymore, and I was like, "Do I take it?"
Oh yes, this day.
Took it. Yeah, so that's why I have toilet paper now.
And the stores in the city must be so crazy crowded, no?
No, they don't let people in. Only a few people at a time are allowed to go in.
Do they have stock, though? Do they have stuff?
It depends. I mean...
Well, here, I've been asking a lot of people this.
Like everybody went nuts in the beginning and things loosened a bit, I think.
A little bit.
I find Lysol to save my life. It's like the makers of Lysol all quarantined at the same time.
I found one today. I found a Lysol today. In fact, I was at the register and she goes, "Would you like a Lysol?" Because I spent $150. I go, "Oh, she's giving me a Lysol."
Yeah, no.
What a nice thing to do for their regular customers. $9.
Are you kidding?
Yeah.
Listen, I got to tell you, we cleaned out my father's house, and my brother and my two other sisters were fighting over paper towels. Now, normally you're going to fight in the will for, money, assets, property. We're fighting over paper towels. Dad,
you get the china. You get the china. I want the paper towels.
I want the paper towels.
I just drove by a bar on my way home. It's the bar that historically all the teachers from the high school go to after school.
Right.
And a sign outside
says
masks and what's the stuff? The to wash your hands.
Hand sanitizer. Hand sanitizer.
Yeah, masks and hand sanitizer are being sold at the local bar.
Well, guys, this. Alyssa, have you ever seen this in the hospital?
No.
Okay, they use this at St. Jude's Children's Hospital. I got it through the company that I teach for, Federal Resources. 6 hours it lasts. So you put it on your hands. You put a little bit. All right. Can you see that?
That's
okay. Put a little bit. Rub it in, and you can rub it on your face. And it lasts for 6 hours. So now if I touch a germ, the germ will get killed.
Can you believe that?
I tell you why I believe it. I
could be right. I don't know.
Because I didn't buy it on Facebook. I bought it through a reputable distributor that deals with Homeland Security. So they do all the research and all that. So could it be I guess it could be, but I do believe it.
Can I tell you what a lot of people are doing that's working is they're going to alternative ways of getting a sanitizer. Like there are cleaners for breast pumps. And if you look at the ingredients for cleaners for breast pumps, it kills 99.9% of bacteria.
No, but Tommy, the way you do that is you got to put it on your face. You have to rub it on the breast first, and then rub it on your face with the breast. Yes.
Feeling that a guy was going to go there. I didn't know it was going to be Butch or John.
I couldn't believe it.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Sanitize.
I was embarrassed to do it, but I have to be safe.
Well, I have these that I borrowed from work.
Is that your toilet paper, Alyssa?
They're little alcohol wipes. So that when I inadvertently pick my nose, which I do,
right?
I get nervous and I just stick it up there.
There you go. That looks good.
Very attractive.
That's a look.
It's a good look, right?
Yes.
I literally did that the other night. I picked my nose and then realized about a minute later I picked my nose and then I'm losing my mind.
Hey, Bobby, what time are we going to tonight?
You can go an extra 5 or 10 minutes if you want.
All right. Well, we got to fit it into the spot on tomorrow night. So
yeah, there's nobody after you tomorrow night. So you're at you would normally have 5 minutes from here. So if you want to take an extra 5.
We did start a little late, I think, too.
No,
right?
I don't.
Yeah, I'm going by the recording.
We could
so
talk about the national television show that you're going to be on Thursday for everybody to watch.
Tom doesn't care. Alyssa doesn't care. Claudia doesn't.
I care.
I do.
I care. Tell us.
Well, then let's tell them, Butch. What show?
Tell us, Butch.
What is the name of the show, Butch? Turning Point?
It's called To the Point.
To the Point. I have to learn the name of the show. I'm going to be on it, right?
Good.
Yes. And it is on YouTube and Facebook Live. On at 2:00 on Thursday. I believe, John, you will be towards the end of the show.
Yeah, after it's over. After it's over, they're putting me on.
You'll be on at about 2:40.
See, Tom's lost interest already. See what I'm saying? Tom, he's looking over. He's looking.
I did notice you dripped off to the right a little bit.
He did. He's drifting.
So To the Point with Eric Mitchell on YouTube Live and Facebook Live, and John will be doing this thing.
And maybe is it possible? Now, what is his viewership?
Viewership's pretty good.
What is his viewership?
He's been getting anywhere from 5,000 to 10,000 people.
I don't do anything less than 20,000 now. Me and Tom Daddario, he's my partner. We'll have to go on together.
Just think back to your bringer days. You know, when there were 8 people in the audience and 7 of them were your recycled friends. And
in my bringer days, Alyssa, you weren't born. That's how long ago my bringer days were.
I don't think that's accurate, but
it's close. It's close to being accurate. Tom was when I was doing bringer shows. Tom was 55, and you weren't born.
Tom was 55.
Sorry, Tom.
Yeah.
I used to in my bringer days when I was doing those shows in Manhattan. I was doing those shows with Al Martin, Chris Mazzilli, and what is the guy that does the bringer shows for Gotham? What's his name?
Oh,
yes,
Andy.
Who?
Is it
Andy?
Andy Engel?
Yes, Andy Engel and Andrea Mizvinsky Kolb. She's Kolb now, and Mizvinsky, or vice versa. We would all in a bunch. We'd go up to Yonkers, do Lionel Alzado Shooting Stars. We do all the C rooms in Manhattan. That's who I used to do my bringer shows with back in the day. And they own clubs, and I'm sitting here with 20 followers on YouTube, on the Facebook.
Fighting fires and saving lives.
Not anymore. Not anymore. I'm teaching now.
You were then.
Customs and Border Protection, stuff like that. Claudia, give me one more thing about your dad.
Well, he had a lot of stuff in his pockets. I took him for surgery, and we go to take off the clothes. The nurse brings in a little clear bag. My father needed like a 30-gallon hefty bag because he had 3 sets of keys. He had 2 change purses, and this is the truth. I have it. My sister handed it to me. Little change purse just with pennies in it. Then there was one with silver in it. He had packets of Truvia, Stevia, Splenda, Sweet and Low, Equal in sugar.
Oh, yeah.
By the time he had a screwdriver. I'm like, what are you doing with a screwdriver in your pocket? We emptied everything out. It took us like 3 or 4 of those clear plastic bags.
It's so funny.
And then he was going to get surgery for, he had a problem with his knees. He's like, my knees feel good now. Let's go home.
Well, guys, thank you so much for tuning into our little show here, Laughter Saves Lives Live. Claudia, thanks for talking about your dad a little bit.
No problem.
So sorry for your loss. You sound like a wonderful man. Butch, as always, thanks for doing what you do for Laughter Saves Lives. Illisa is my new hero.
Yes.
And we're going to get her a pedicure. Is it a pedicure and a manicure? Or what is it? Both. Mani-pedi. Is that what a mani-pedi is?
A spa pedicure.
That's what
not just any old bullshit pedicure.
Yeah, none of that pussy ass nonsense.
Spa. We want mud. We want lavender.
I want the callus remover.
Claudia's trying to get in on this too. Look, she's like, we want.
Come on, Claudia.
And Tom, thank you as always, my buddy.
Absolutely, brother.
All right, good night, everybody. Laughter Saves Lives Live.
All right.
Signing out. Be safe.
Good night.
Be safe out there. Thank you.
Yeah.
Old leather gloves, we're slapping in hands. Popcorn and peanuts, we're working the stands. Pink cotton candy, love on a stick. He's chasing the beer, the circle the lips, play ball. Play ball. Roll up the bases and smack it right over the wall.
Play ball.
Play ball. Take off the caps. Time for the song.